Good morning, Malaysia, and welcome back to Bernama Today. Very exciting time for me because I'm a big fan of old buildings and restoration. I always just love watching, just sitting there and watching the great work or the angels in the architecture, so to speak, when it comes to old buildings. And joining us in the studio is architect Azim Aziz. He joins us once again, and he comes to talk about selected mosques and musollas or suraus in Malaysia. We're going to be talking about that, but more importantly, we'll be talking about a mosque in Kampung Gajah, Perak.
It's Kampung Teluk Memali in Kampung Gajah.
Kampung Teluk Memali in Kampung Gajah. Welcome to the show. Thank you very much for being here. Well, it's very exciting. I don't know where to begin, but this is an awesome project simply because you're relocating an existing structure.
Right.
Now, tell us about this structure or this mosque in Kampung Teluk Memali.
Kampung Teluk Memali is located by the river Sungai Perak. Years ago, about a century ago, when it was first built, it was close enough to the river, and its transportation was the mode of transport, and how to get around Perak and also to the straits, and people settled around that area. During the course of a century, the water table rises, and the whole village has to be moved to higher ground, and left the mosque.
And this is during the course of a century. Within a century, the water table.
Yes, the water table, and over sometimes you have rainy season, and you have flood waters rising, and that caused some inconvenience to the kampung folks there. So they had to move. This was 20 years ago, and sometime 20 years ago, and they left the mosque there empty. And because they built another mosque at their new village, so that mosque, although it was built some century ago, but it was not been used for 20 years.
So the mosque hasn't been used for a good 20 years, but has it been upkept and looked after?
It was left in a derelict situation because and it's over time it's been claimed by the plantation, the oil palm plantation. The surrounding of the old village was planted with oil palm plantation.
That's it.
And it was never been used. So and to leave something of this at that particular time, if nobody is interested to do anything about it, it will be demolished. So we were just about a nick of time before they demolish it.
We've got a video. We'll take a look at this short video, and we'll come back and talk about relocating an existing structure which is so old. How do you do it? We'll give you some information on that shortly. In the meantime, let's take a look at this video. That's a very interesting video on this mosque in Kampung Teluk Memali, the old mosque in Kampung Gajah, Perak. Now, relocating this whole structure, and it's, although it saddened me to see the structure in a derelict situation, or the way it is, moving it from where it is to where it is now in Ipoh. Yeah, how did you do it?
It took us at least 2 years to do it, because we have to go the proper procedure, asking permission from the kampung folks who were previously the owners of this mosque, and also to the Majlis Ugama Islam, because they are the custodian, was previously the custodian. So a lot of letter writing, and they also want to know what we want to do with the mosque. And secondly,
all with good intentions.
All
I
with
hope.
good intention, not to do into a shop or even a museum. They are not very too happy if it's turned up to a museum. So the second thing that we need to do is to find a site.
Right.
So the site is also designated as a mosque in Taman Botani in Ipoh, which is outskirts of Ipoh, and it's relatively good size, so that we can fit the mosque onto the buildings.
And that mosque can accommodate the people around there. So it's not going to be a showpiece, but it's going to be an actual mosque.
Yes,
it's going to
restored. What we do is that we restore according to the procedure given by Jabatan Warisan.
Right.
And we have a restorer, advisor, people from the Timber Council, a university, college, to advise us how to restore it to its former glory.
See, the thing we don't know about these things are, you need someone who's a restoration specialist and not someone who does renovation.
Yes,
a restoration specialist is someone who can put it back together the way it was. And I know, how close are you to putting it back together to the way it was?
Generally, as you know, over 100 years, certain things needs to be replaced because there are termites, infestation, there are probably over years damage to water and all that. So the restorer would have advised us and advise us what timber that we have to use, and restore it to its original wood that they use, and how the construction
is the work still being done, or is it done or completed?
Right now, today is the beginning of because some of the wood that we had to replace, not many, but we had to go to get to pick the trunk, the log. The log is actually from Terengganu, shipped to Cemor in Ipoh, and they have to cut it. To cut it to a timber. So the timber is going to deliver to the site on the 24th, and the one that's the ones that are usable are already on the site. And on the 5th.
So the mosque has already been relocated.
Yes.
It's been relocated. Now a restoration work has to be carried out.
Yes.
Okay. The reason we're doing this interview is also because we want you to be in on this. We need help to get this done, and it's very interesting to note that all this has come together because of a book. And now we've got a picture there which is being shown, and this picture is of course the mosque which has been relocated, right?
This mosque is the old picture where the mosque was previously.
Where it was previously.
Right now, what we have done is at the original site we have done the base, and the wood is coming in on the 5th. The first installation, reinstallation will be on the 5th of September, where it will take about 3 weeks to reconstruct everything. Now this is a picture where it's been slowly been dismantled under the supervision of the conservator or the restorer. So you have to mark every single timber. So that when you put back, you know where it goes.
So the marking system is very important. More importantly, who's the person involved in charge of the restoration?
I would like to say I'm the promoter, because the thing that came on my table when we were doing this book, the various mosques around Malaysia, and this mosque was featured. So it was a question brought in that would you like to help out to conserve the mosque? So after looking at it, and I think that is such a valuable mosque, that is because it's as close as it was originally built. So it's made of timber and easy to move. All I need to do is to find some funding and a place. So we need about 500,000. We have collected about 250,000 so far. So while work is still going on, we're still collecting some donations.
That's the Facebook, by the way, Kampung Teluk Memali,
Yes.
the old mosque. So of course you can get more information
Right.
there. Of course you need 500,000 ringgit
Yes.
for this restoration.
But we've collected 250, and 250 is what is needed, and we are getting tax exemption for the donation. Whoever donates will have a tax exemption. It's under application.
Right. So that's the bank account number. If you're going to send in a small donation, there's a tax exemption for it. So please donate now if you can. Yeah, we need you to help with this great project. Of course, this project, let me explain to you, came about with the making of this book. While doing the discovery work you did with regards to all the mosques and suraus or musollas in the country, they discovered this mosque, and this is how this project came about. It's a sort of a sub-project of this book project.
Yes. The book came about after we finished a mosque that we did in Cyberjaya, and we were doing some research, and we couldn't find a lot of research in Malaysia on the mosque. So this book is actually from the earliest surviving mosque, which is Kampung Laut, built in the 1700s.
Of course, the book opens out with "Peace Be Upon You," and it's a great book. This book is also being sold.
Yes,
and all the monies collected to this book is going to be used in efforts to restore mosques.
Yes.
So please support the book too. How do I get a copy of this book?
You can buy at Times and Kinokuniya, and also at the Islamic Museum.
Yeah, the Islamic Museum, Times, and Kinokuniya. Yeah.
And also email to us because we have some copies with us.
Right. Aziz, before I let you go, your message to Malaysia with regards to the restoration work happening now. We've got about 30 seconds left.
I mean, restoration work. I'm a modernist. I mean, I grew up in the modern era. I'm a modernist. My design are all towards progressive architecture. But I'm also enjoy and like heritage works.
Right.
And heritage work should be maintained. Regardless whether it is in Penang or in KL or in Malacca, but there are many others and that need to preserve, and some of these important works will be gone forever. It's been demolished, and you will never get it back. All you will get is a replication of what is built, and that is not probably the same. Restoration should be promoted by either by individuals or companies or even by the government, so that we can save it for our generation to come.
Right. Before I let you go, I hope we can put the account number on screen again, or the Facebook page. Azim, it is a pleasure and an honor having you here.
Thank you very much.
Work well done. No, it's a Merdeka month, and we're talking about people who've contributed towards the country.
Yes.
You have certainly contributed with this book and also with the restoration work, promoting the restoration work of the Kampung Teluk Memali Old Mosque in Kampung Gajah Perak. Please help as much as you can to get this project on the ground and get it completed very soon, just so we have another great heritage site in Malaysia. With that, on behalf of our team right here at Bernama Today, I'm Jared Ratnam signing off. You have a great day ahead, and thank you very much for joining us.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Yeah.